I'm going to prove Tim Henderson's teaching on the tribulation lasting 7 years is false. The Bible never records or indicates that tribulation is a 7-year period. We know Daniel's 70 weeks is 7 years, but the whole 7 years is not a 7-year tribulation. It consists of tribulation and wrath of God. Tim Henderson says that the tribulation is 7 years. He teaches that it's a 7 year of God's wrath. How wrong he is. Matthew 24:29 records, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. This is a clear scripture telling us tribulation ends when the sun and moon are darkened. The sun and moon are darkened at the opening of the 6th seal. That's not a 7-year tribulation. So how is Tim getting a tribulation of 7 years when tribulation ends when the sun and moon are darkened, and the sun and moon are darkened is at the 6th seal? That's not 7 years. Tim is misconstruing Scripture. He's teaching a doctrine that is not biblically stable. He's teaching his own theories. He has to teach that 7 years is a tribulation because immediately after the tribulation, the second coming of Christ. Well, he's wrong there too. The second coming of Christ is not on the horse because tribulation don't end with chapter 19 of Revelation. Tribulation ends at the opening of the 6th seal. So the second coming of Christ is in the clouds, not on a horse. Tim teaches that tribulation is the wrath of God. Well, according to Revelation 6:10, he's wrong. According to Revelation 6:17, he's wrong. Revelation 6:17 indicates wrath is come, for the day of his wrath is come. Just like the song Joy to the World. Joy to the world, the Lord is come, currently present, arrived. Revelation 6:17 tells us when wrath arrives. There's no mention of wrath arriving the first 5 seals. Nothing about wrath. Revelation 6:10 indicates that the souls under the altar cried out, saying, "How long, O Lord, do you not judge and avenge our blood on those who dwell on the earth?" God is judging no one up to the 5th seal. If God was judging or is judging, why would they ask a stupid question, how come you're not judging? That don't make sense. If you notice the word after in this verse 29, after is to follow another event. If you're following another event, that's 2 events, not 1. This scripture is clear that tribulation ends when the sun and moon are darkened. The sun and moon are darkened at the opening of the 6th seal. The 1st seal to the 6th seal is not 7 years tribulation. We know that the 70 weeks is a 7 years, but it's not a 7 years of tribulation. It's a combination of tribulation and the sun and moon being darkened, which is the day of the Lord. Tribulation is affliction, trouble, distress, hard times, oppression. Tribulation has nothing in common with wrath. A 5th grader could tell you that. So this just shows that Tim Henderson's, one of his teachings is false. He has misconstrued the scripture to pass his own theory or his own agenda. And we can see right here, according to scripture, that tribulation is after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened. The sun is darkened at the 6th seal. Tribulation is not a 7-year tribulation. as Tim Henderson falsely teaches.